Welcome, fans. A Tuesday night NBA presentation. It's going to be the Memphis Grizzlies up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And with the game about to get underway, let's head to Kevin, Clark, and Steve, who are courtside.
And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. Along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. What an exciting game opening night in the NBA. Let's check out the starting lineups. First for Memphis, Conley and Allen are the guard set. And at the center position, an impressive combination of size and skill. The 7'1" Spaniard, Marc Gasol. Then there's Tayshaun Prince, and it's Randolph in at the 4. And for Los Angeles, Nash and Bryant in the backcourt. And holding down the paint out of the University of Arizona, 6'10", rebounder, good shot blocker, and Jordan Hill. Then it's Johnson, and it's Gasol and at the 4 slot.
You know, you talk about an elite perimeter defender in the NBA. Tony Allen has become the player you think of when you want to lock somebody up. I mean, he just makes life a nightmare for outside shooters.
Now here is Conley. It's Allen with the drive. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Kobe Bryant. And Tony Allen, a regular, as always, Steve, on this NBA defensive teams list you see. It's a guy that has always been included in that group.
Well, his on-ball defense is amazing. And the great thing about Tony Allen is the pressure he puts on opponents and the versatility. You can put him on virtually anybody on the opposition, and he's going to do a good job.
And he's good on the second.
Well, a coaching carousel for the Lakers last season. They made it only 5 games before firing Mike Brown. Then they decided to go in a new direction. And, boy, they went through 3 different head coaches before all was said and done. They never really were able to gain that consistency they were looking for.
Now here's Johnson. 5 on the clock. Fader on the way. Offensive rebound. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
We're about 1 minute into the first. Los Angeles on D. And back to the Lakers' struggles last season. What do you think, Clark, were the main problems that, held them back from being the kind of title contender that they thought they were, and a lot of people imagined they were?
Well, how much time do I have? 3 or 4 shot clocks worth? I mean, I think there were a number of issues, as you might expect. Injuries played a significant role, but I think there was discord over how they should play, really no true identity. They were a big team trying to be small, a team without a number of shooters trying to spread the floor, an older team trying to go up tempo, coaching change, and that transition.
Right, yes.
You had a lot of moving parts, and it made it very difficult for everybody, I think, and it showed in how the Lakers' season went.
That's a good assessment.
Something they'd like to see more of him more often, that's for sure.
Lakers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Kevin, Mike D'Antoni and I got a chance to talk for just a bit. On his mind, the difficult task of defending Zach Randolph. He said Randolph's especially tough because he's not only a go-to scorer on the low block and the pinch post, but also a guy who can pick up a lot of second chance points with his work on the glass. He's a 20 and 10 double-double guy for a reason. We'll have our hands full trying to slow him down. Guys, back to you.
And thank you for that, Doris. Both free throws good from Gasol.
The Grizzlies focused on trying to get more bang for their buck in terms of what they were paying guys, and the first shoe to drop was the trade of Rudy Gay. Just didn't want to commit to that big contract. Thought they could do a better job spreading that kind of money out over more players.
What a play. The hoop plus the harm.
excellent concentration on the finish. That's big time.
And for small market teams like the Grizzlies, that is something they have definitely always got to be considering. Are we using our cap space, Steve, to the best of our ability?
I think for the most part they were, but they just didn't feel that Rudy Gay was the long-term solution. So when the trade opportunity came about, they decided to free themselves up of the long-term financial commitment and give themselves more options in terms of personnel moving forward.
Now here's Kobe. Johnson outside. Gasol setting the pick for Johnson. Johnson draws the double. The tray. And it's Gasol with the rebound. The Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Conley with it, guarded now by Nash. Conley dishes to Allen. Now the feed to Gasol. Rebounded by the Lakers. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Memphis.
Yeah, a very familiar opponent. They've played these guys an awful lot over the years, and this is the first of their 4 get-togethers this season.
Now here's Kobe. Had the space there, but it's offline.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Conley into the lane. Gasol setting the pick for Conley. And taken away by Johnson. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And Allen with the block. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Gasol gets to Conley. Conley off the pick from Gasol. And it's Conley penetrating. Gasol with the defensive effort. A lot of familiarity with these two teams. Steve just kind of touched on. Clark, do you think it really does impact the rest of their matchups later in the season?
Absolutely, Kevin. It sure does. I mean, because for the winners today, they now know what game plan brought them success. So they've got a blueprint for the next meeting. For the losers, it's back to the drawing board for adjustments.
Now here's Gasol. Following the miss by Kobe Bryant. Stolen by Michael Conley. Leads him in there. And there's Tayshaun Prince on the assist by Conley. Prince has got his second bucket.
See the way he times his passes so well? That was a great assist.
Hill, a screen on Conley. It's Nash with the drive. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
It's been a very efficient first quarter for him. He's creating good opportunities and converting those that he creates.
Conley kicks to Allen. He passes to Prince. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Conley into the lane. Gets it to go.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Lakers trail by 4. Hill sets the screen for Kobe. Pass to Nash. Johnson. Good, and the assist goes to Nash.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
For Memphis, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. And it's Conley penetrating. Kicks it out to Allen. Kobe with the steal. And pushing it out. Here's Los Angeles. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Yeah, and he's one player who doesn't need a lot of space to get to the basket. He's really crafty. The way he can blast his way straight through traffic, he's really strong.
And there's something else on his resume that can't be overlooked. Just how many times he's taken over at the end of close games and carried his team to the win.
So it's the Grizzlies now. After the basket by the Lakers. Here's Randolph, rejected by Gasol. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing, doesn't it, Steve?
Yeah, it sure does. And now it's to the point where they just feel unstoppable.
And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. Here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of last season's top three-point shooters. 5th on the list, Steve Nash.
Anytime you can shoot that high a percentage from behind the arc, that's not only a good year, that's an outstanding year. His season was rock solid from behind the arc.
Now Conley. After Wesley Johnson's three-pointer that didn't go. Prince, he's guarded by Hill. Conley against Nash. Now here is Conley. He's guarded closer. That's good. Conley's got his second bucket of the night.
And these two teams continuing to trade blows like heavyweights in the middle of the ring.
So many times tonight, the energy in this building has gone from one way to the other.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Kufis checked in for Marc Gasol.
And a look here at how the Lakers ranked in the NBA last season. 4th in rebounding, 6th in scoring. And they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Not bad for a team that's got an awful lot of young, talented players.
And this is a team that really relied most heavily on the rebounding numbers that you talked about. I mean, at top 5, they're a team that likes to attack the lane at both ends of the floor, really control the glass on defense and try to pound you inside with the offensive boards.
Now here's Gasol. Johnson, the pass to Kobe. Back to Johnson. Knocked away. Allen drives in. Conley. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And it's a 3-point Memphis lead.
Well, you think about it, Tony Allen, when you talk about his game, he may not be a marquee star in the NBA, but his arrival in Memphis has coincided with the team really developing an identity of physicality and toughness, not to mention with them becoming a factor in the West as well.
For Memphis, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Now Conley. He's got 6. It's Allen with the drive. Pass to Kufis. Gets it to go. And the Grizzlies lead by 3. And Clark, you mentioned Tony Allen flying under the radar a bit offensively. You know, he can be erratic. In fact, back in Boston, I think they called him, and Steve helped me with this, they called him Trick or Treat Tony, because you weren't certain just what you were going to get from him from game to game.
That's right. One of the great nicknames I've ever heard. But, you know, I think when you ask people around the league, they're really valuing what Allen brings to the table.
What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Grizzlies?
And the points they're getting in the lane will really help them open up the floor.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, for the Lakers last season, it seemed there was so much turmoil throughout the year. Injuries, coaching-wise, changes in the offense. And they never were able to really gain any momentum. They made a decent run at the end of the season, but that didn't carry over into the postseason when they were swept by the Lakers in the first round.
Both free throws good from Keenan. And I think going back to D'Antoni and the Lakers, that Howard and Gasol were made more than a little disgruntled with how Clark he made use or didn't make use of them offensively.
You know, the Lakers brought in D'Antoni to try to emphasize Steve Nash and his role in the offense, but I think they neglected how that would affect the 7-footers. Didn't do a really good job of incorporating those guys, and when you got Kobe getting his shots, that's a tough dynamic to work through.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Here's Farmar. And there's the pass to Johnson. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
Udrih off a pick from Kufis. Udrih dishes to Kufis. Kicks to Udrih. Shot clock at 5. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And now a 5-point Grizzly lead.
You know, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint.
Here's Farmar. Kicks it out to Johnson.
Good boy, good boy.
And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
And Udrih kicks to Davis. He dishes it to Lee. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Shot's good by Miller.
Well played right there, and you can feel the momentum changing.
I think this lead will continue to move upward unless something unforeseen happens.
Here's Farmar. Young on the wing, Johnson. And Johnson missing again.
He's jacked up a number of threes, but his accuracy has been lacking. Time to try something different, if you ask me.
Kufis the pass to Miller. Lee not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Well, despite that possession, something I've liked is that they've really been in control while getting out to this lead. They've kept the turnovers down.
James Johnson checked in for Memphis. Here's Farmar. A minute 42 left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Kamen. Dishes it to Farmar. Los Angeles with another miss.
Good glass work there. Rebounds have been a little tough to come by for them in this quarter.
Well, it looks to me like they're still finding their way out there, but it is early. You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
Memphis shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
Well, they were a fairly decent free throw shooting team a year ago, Kevin, about 77% from the line.
You know, success at the line just became contagious for them. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
Timeout called the Lakers.
Courtney Lee out of Western Kentucky, you know, last season a mid-level signee by the Celtics. Competes at the defensive end. Offensively, he's a good shooter with his feet set from long range and really kind of likes the corner pocket three-pointers.
The Lakers with the ball. 11-point game. Here's Farmar. Lays it up and banks it in. And for Courtney Lee, probably his best shot, Steve, is that three-pointer.
Yeah, I think so. You know, he's a guy who can get out and transition and finish at the rim, but he's got a career three-point average of about 38%. So look for him to be even more aggressive firing away out there.
Here's Lee. After the made shot from Farmar. Back to Lee. 6 on the shot clock. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Lee's got 5.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Here's Farmar. He kicks it to Young. This one for 3. Good. And Farmar gets the assist. Young's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Meeks. He's guarded by Udrih. Kamen a screen. Farmar dishes to Kamen. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. And Udrih kicks to Pondexter. Excellent D there from Meeks.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenged him.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Grizzlies lead by 8. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter.
It's a Halloween broadcast of the NBA. Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors go up against Zach Randolph and the Memphis Grizzlies, live this Thursday night.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And looking at what we've seen from the Grizzlies, what do you guys think?
And the difference to this point has been defense. This club has really gotten after it, and that's what's gotten them this lead.
Well, there's nothing that's gone up that hasn't been contested so far.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burt. Doris, what do you have?
Guys, the Los Angeles Lakers, a team that's used to attracting marquee free agents from other teams, not losing their own in free agency. But this offseason, Dwight Howard decided to move on, turning down a larger guaranteed contract with the LA Lakers. A tough blow for the league's banner franchise, who've taken out a number of huge billboards around town asking Dwight to stay. Sources said he wasn't overjoyed with the system the Lakers employed under head coach Mike D'Antoni, and also perhaps didn't enjoy playing alongside the always hyper-intense Kobe Bryant. Guys, we'll just have to see how big of a setback that becomes for this team's championship aspirations.
Well, we'll see if the Lakers can find a way. Thank you, Doris. Marc Gasol has checked in for Memphis. Just 5 to shoot. Goes up from the top of the key. Buries the jump shot. Young's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Lakers. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Udrich off a pick from Johnson. And Udrich kicks to Pondexter. There's the dish to Udrich. Feeds it to Pondexter. Brooks on the double team. Lets it go. They get it again on the wing, Johnson. Courtney Lee is on the wing. He feeds it to Udrich. Pass to Gasol. He's against Hill with the hook shot. And again, Memphis no good.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
Henry with it. Now guarded by Udrich. Brooks outside. And it's off from three-point range.
The Grizzlies had the second best defense in the league last season after the Indiana Pacers, guys. And on the perimeter, they had speed with Conley and Tony Allen inside, size and strength with Marc Gasol, who was the Defensive Player of the Year, and Zach Randolph. And they were tough to score against.
Here's Pondexter. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And Clark, you mentioned the size inside for the Grizz. They tied for the second best rebound percentage in the league. And Steve, that was a huge area for him.
And on the perimeter, they were in the top 5 in steals, Kevin. So you talk about defense and rebounding and low post scoring. I mean, that's a really good foundation for an excellent team.
And he can't get the first one.
You know, guys, the Grizzlies are a bit of a throwback team, and I like their moniker of grit and grind. It really was their identity of toughness and physicality, and I thought that's how they played, and as a result, they had a terrific season.
Zach Randolph's checked in for James Johnson. Good on the second free throw. But Clark, you mentioned the Grizzlies' old-fashioned style of play. There may be some changes in the offing. The new ownership group has made it a focal point to use, Steve, more advanced stats to inform their decision-making, analytics.
Well, and what will be interesting, Kevin, is that most advanced stats and advanced stat gurus will tell you need three-point shooting. This was a very poor three-point shooting club a season ago. So I would expect them to start going more in that direction, but you can't get away from your identity, which is the low-post game of Gasol and Randolph.
Lee kicks to Pondexter. Good on the three-point shot. And the Grizzlies lead by 10.
A wide-open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
And the Lakers call time here. And as we get a break here, important for the teams to go over their own strategy. And for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. To put out your best effort as the game wears on, guys.
It's amazing when you're playing during a season, if you go through a stretch where you don't hydrate, it can have a major physical toll on you. Your body wears down quicker, you don't recover as fast, and that can really take its toll over the course of an 82-game season.
Here's Bazemore. Drains it from 17 feet out.
Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
Here's Hudrick. Back to Gasol. Clock at 6. Offensive rebound.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. But as long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
Yeah, Kevin, I love watching Randolph play. He's a natural scorer. He's got great hands. He can score inside or out. Very crafty when he gets his hands on the ball in the paint. Just finds the right angles to score.
You know, Steve, it's really remarkable when you watch Zebo go to work because he just finds a way to put the ball in the basket. Not overly athletic, doesn't out-jump folks, doesn't overpower folks. He just puts the ball in the hole against all kinds of defenses.
And he makes both free throws.
Lakers still pursuing another title, but it would be a real shock if that were to come this year. A lot of age and injury on this team. They lose Dwight Howard. This is a club that just doesn't have enough athleticism and speed to contend for a title.
Here's Bazemore, covered by Lee. Lee with the block. They recover it. Here on the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. In fourth, Zach Randolph.
How about the season he had in the paint? Just rebounding numbers were mind-boggling.
Lakers shooting their fifth and 6 free throws of the game. That free throw missing. Well, back to the Lakers. Clark, you think they're too old? Is this a team that needs to rebuild?
Not yet, Kevin. The saying is young doesn't win in the NBA. I think for them, health and chemistry are the most important factors. Also, I think this is a franchise that has shown it can make a home run deal, like acquiring Pau Gasol in 2007. Got 2 titles out of that move. I think they'll look to add some youth through their bench and restructure the personnel a bit, and they'll position themselves for another run, perhaps. In many ways, the Lakers had what would be called the nightmare season in 12-13. Despite that, they protected staples. Playing in front of the Hollywood Stars has always been an energy boost for the Lakers, and they made the most of it even though they struggled away from home.
And that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Conley's checked in. Here's Conley. He's got 6. 6 to shoot. That drops. Conley's got 8 points. And Clark, as you said, with the Lakers, very good at home last season in what would be one of their very few bright spots on the year. They'd go 29-12 in Staples Center, which Steve put them in the top third of the league for home wins.
Well, Kevin, when you come into Staples as a visitor for a Lakers game, there really is a kind of a different feel. I mean, if you're the opponent, you look up at all those banners, you look over at all the celebrities on the side, you know, that theater lighting. It's a pretty cool spot, and teams sometimes, I think, can kind of get carried away.
On the wing, Brooks. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And so here's Memphis. Lee outside. And stolen by Nash. And it's the Lakers on the break. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Randolph gets to Conley. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Mike Conley, the number 4 pick back in 2007 out of the Ohio State University. He wasn't an instant star in the NBA, but boy, has he continued to improve year in and year out.
And he makes the first. And Conley has played his entire career with the Memphis Grizzlies, improving alongside the team.
I feel like he's going to be an all-star before too long. He's the franchise's all-time leader in assists, but I think the stability and the faith that the organization has placed in him has helped him mature and helped him develop into where he is right now, which I think is one of the best point guards in the game.
I would agree. He makes one of two that time.
Strange to see that a team that appeared to be in such strong position changed up so much last year. And the Grizzlies did that. They traded away Rudy Gay, and they also changed their offensive scheme to more of a pick-and-roll approach.
And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Back to Lee. There's the feed to Prince. Memphis moving it around. Randolph passes to Prince. Just 5 on the clock. Steve Nash with the rebound. There were a lot of questions asked after the Rudy Gay trade last season. Fans wondered if the team was looking to blow it up, even though they were fighting for the 3rd seed at the time. But, Steve, they really rallied.
They did. I thought they showed that they were an excellent team. And, one of the reasons they made that trade was they had a lot of success a couple of years back in the playoffs without Rudy Gay. So they knew that they could play well without him. So they went ahead and pulled the trigger. And it looks like the deal has worked out okay.
And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Kevin, Tony Allen has been a first-team all-defensive performer for 2 years running and one of the most intense players in the league. Teammate Mike Conley says, quote, he's like an Army general. He says crazy things, but goes out there and backs it up. He works as hard as he speaks. He gives 100% on every possession. Allen continues to try to make a name for himself, saying, quote, I want the whole league to know that I am a force. That's been my mentality since I came in. I'm grinding.
Well, they call it grit and grind. That's what he's brought. Thanks, Doris. Conley kicks to Lee. Back to Conley. Kicks it out to Prince. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feed. And that's now 6 points for Prince.
Gotta love the inside-out game there, guys.
Nash outside. Back to Gasol. Guarded by Prince. Puts it up from 12. And again, it's Pau Gasol. Gasol's got 9.
The mid-range jumper becomes a pretty high percentage shot for him when he has that kind of space.
Randolph backs in. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
Gasol backing down. Tayshaun Prince with the rebound.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game. And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Nash kicks to Henry. He passes to Gasol. Henry, he dishes it to Nash. Passes it to Henry. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line.
Kevin, a chance here to check out how the Grizzlies ranked in the NBA last season. 4th in steals, 5th in fewest turnovers per game. And they were top 10 in free throw percentage. That's always helpful in winning games.
Still, I think the key to their team was the steals that you talked about, because they were a team that put a lot of pressure on the offense. They got out and played the passing lane, tried to force turnovers, and when they did, they usually converted those into points at the other end, and that's one of the reasons they were pretty good.
Both free throws good from Henry. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Now here's Allen. Outside Conley. There's the pass to Kufis. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That's his first foul. Ed Davis is checked in for Costa Koufos. Allen kicks to Conley. Wing shot on the way, and it's good off the glass. Conley's got 13 points.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Young up top. Kobe kicks to Johnson. Los Angeles with another miss.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Well, if you're doing enough good things and you're maintaining at least a slight edge on the boards, you're usually going to be in pretty good shape.
Nash dishes to Kobe. For Los Angeles, they have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
Come on, KB!
The first one falls.
Kobe Bryant now at 35 years of age, and you know what impresses me is the way he's adapted his game and remained so effective, even as he's lost a little in the way of explosiveness. He can now beat you on the ground as much as he used to be able to beat you in the air.
Clark, you mentioned Kobe's changes offensively. He plays a lot more, Steve, I think, with his back to the basket.
Well, he's always had great footwork, but he's taken it to the next level. He's so elusive with those pump fakes and the spins. Even with the hand in his face, he's one of the best in the league when it comes to knocking down contested jumpers.
Shot clock at 6. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 8 points for Prince.
Now they'll take as many of those high percentage shots as they can get, guys.
Conley against Nash. Back to Kaman. Davis is on it. Young passes to Nash. An easy 2 points on the layup. Nash has got 6 points. And the Grizzlies with possession here. We've got 1:08 left in the first half. Allen with it. 6 on the shot clock. Miller, that's for 2. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
You know, Miller has battled injuries over the last few seasons, but when he's right, he can really help you on the wing, particularly as a rebounder and a spot-up shooter, can really bury that three-point ball.
Yeah, a great shooter and rebounder, competes defensively. You know, a lot to like about his game. That free throw good from Miller. 55 seconds left in the first half of the game. Outside, Kobe. Kicks it to Young. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Young's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Now the shots are starting to fall a little bit more than they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, they say it's not how you drive, it's how you arrive in golf. Well, a shaky start can be overcome because now they're starting to heat up.
And that one's good. We've got 28 seconds left in the second quarter. And here's Nash. 6 points for him. Let's go. And it doesn't even draw iron.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list. Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Johnson attacking. It's off his foot. And they're saying he kicked the ball. For 3, Kobe. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Memphis out in front, up by 15. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's opening day in the NBA, and all is right in the 2K sports world. Hello, I'm Damon Bruce. Memphis on top against the Lakers out at Staples Center. They'd like to live up to their big expectations this year with a win here. It's been a Michael Conley clinic in this one against the defense of the Lakers. He has 13 points and is also sharing the ball, picking up assists as well. For the Lakers, though, not the same story. Their outside scoring is letting them down so far, and without that threat from outside, their offense is bogging down, unable to spread the floor. The first half, a letdown for Kobe. Not many positives for him so far, just one bucket from the floor. Now let's check out the other games still in progress. The Orlando Magic are trailing the Pacers out in Indianapolis. They're looking at a 10-point deficit in the third there. A look now at some games yet to start. Out in Charlotte, it'll be the Bobcats against the Cavaliers. That one gets started at 8 Eastern. And that'll be all for this episode. It's in the books, and I'm all done reading. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to Los Angeles, California, the Staples Center, part of the LA Live development here in downtown.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Conley. 13 points and a steal. He's been their leader, stirring the drink at the offensive end and then anchoring the defense.
Well, it's a good example, Clark, of how you set the table for the rest of your teammates. He's really brought focus and energy to this game.
Back to Gasol. Pass to Conley. Gasol, a screen on Nash. 6 to shoot. Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got the first basket of the second half. That one for Memphis.
So much of what ailed the Lakers could be traced to the lack of defensive presence. And it really came to a head when Magic Johnson, one of the greatest Lakers of all time, called them out about looking to play Showtime offense while not paying attention to solid defense.
Well, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Allen kicks to Conley. Gasol setting the pick for Conley. Back to Allen. Back to Conley. Goes up on the high post. Misses off the right iron. And going back to what Clark said, they didn't actually try to run that much based on tempo, more than what they might have been used to, certainly, Steve, but the D was a concern in a major way.
Well, it was really more about teams running wild on them instead of the other way around. You look at the Laker personnel, big front line last year with Howard and Gasol. The transition defense wasn't quite there. You throw in the injuries. They were never able to find that balance between good offense and solid defense.
Nash against Conley. And Nash, here we go. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on Zach Randolph.
One of the duties that Steve Nash has undertaken is signing on to oversee the Canadian national basketball team. Really a logical choice for Canada, given all that Nash has done for the sport in that country.
And the first one at the line is good. Going back to Nash, certainly the greatest basketball player ever out of Canada, and we all realize that. But you were telling me a story the other day about how you and he went surfing one time.
Well, yeah, in San Diego, we got out in the water, and the first time he ever got on a surfboard, he got up and rode a wave perfectly. So, I mean, you talk about an incredible athlete. Nash just has it all.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
You know, people look at Steve Nash, guys, and I don't know if they automatically think tremendous athlete, but he is. He's a different type of tremendous athlete. He's not going to blind you or amaze you with his running and jumping ability, but it's his agility, his coordination, his balance, the fact that he's ambidextrous, not only with his hands, but with his feet. I mean, he's equally balanced going either way with the ball or on his pivots. And he attributes a lot of that to playing soccer and ice hockey as a youth.
And for Nash, his great agility really helps him on the offensive side, certainly, and change of speed and direction and shifting all over the floor. He can keep defenders off balance. Always has been able to do that.
Yeah, but defensively is where he's suffered here the last couple of seasons, just losing a little bit as he's aged. But, a smart player and understands how to survive defensively out on the floor.
Kobe goes up to the stripe, and that one's good. Kobe's got 6.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
So timeout called here, the first for Memphis.
It's interesting. Kobe the last few years has gotten very loose with his opinions. He's not afraid to say it like it is. And I think one of the inflammatory remarks he made that caught a lot of attention was when he mentioned that the Olympic team back in 2012 was better than the 92 Dream Team.
Gasol with it. He's picked up by Hill. Outside Gasol. Dishes to Conley. Clock at 6. Moves back up. Here's Randolph, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, an 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
And that was a bold thing to say going back to Kobe. Definitely got the media talking, Clark, about, you get the feeling he actually believes that they were better.
He might have been right. He might have been wrong. I mean, I think it comes back to the fact that Kobe has no problem saying things that might not be easily received. I'm not sure why anybody is surprised by that. I mean, you don't get to be an elite player without having very high confidence in your ability and your team's.
Lakers trail by 18. Johnson kicks to Gasol. There's the dish to Kobe. And there's another one for the Lakers.
And their offense is flowing. It's clicking right now at the beginning of the second half. They've made 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Conley off the pick from Gasol. Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got 7 points for the quarter.
Their prowess inside has been tremendous, guys. I mean, it's been no contest down on the low block.
And until they prove they can stop them, they ought to continue to pound it in low.
Gasol kicks to Johnson. Hill dishes to Johnson. And the 3 off target. And the Grizzlies leading by 18. Randolph, a screen on Kobe. Conley into the lane. He kicks it to Gasol. Excellent D there from Hill.
He still hasn't been able to convert from the field. He's just struggling to find his shot.
And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
James Johnson's checked in for the Grizzlies. Memphis has gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Now Conley. 20 points for him. Here's Allen. 5 to shoot. The shot misses. Good work defensively by Kobe. Kobe draws the double. Johnson feeds it to Kaman. Back to Johnson. Pass to Kobe. Step back shot. Off the left rim and out. And the Grizzlies leading by 16. Now here's Allen. Outside Conley. It's Miller on the wing. There's the 3. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got his 4th assist in this one. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Nash outside. Nash right side. Johnson outside for the three, and that one's good. Johnson's got 5 points now this quarter.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the three as well as they can take the three.
Conley kicks to Miller. Back to Conley. Into Marcus Hall. Kobe with the steal. One-on-one fast break. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Let's see the stat sheet here on Michael Conley. Good season for him last year. 3rd in steals. And he also finished in the top 20 in assists. So this is a guy who really did a nice job of sharing the ball with his teammates.
And, you know, we rewind it and look back at his number 3 ranking among steals leaders. I mean, you can see that he was a lockdown defender, and he was that way all season long, Steve.
Ed Davis is checked in for Memphis. Prince comes in for Tony Allen. And Kobe drops them both.
They're locked in from the charity stripe this half. Not a miss yet.
And they're going to have to continue that pace, Clark, because they're down, and anytime you're losing, you got to take advantage of every offensive opportunity you have.
Here's Conley, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
Mike Conley, boy, 2nd in the NBA last season in steals per game. Quick feet and quick hands, and a smart defender as well. Make him a pesky guy to deal with at that end of the floor.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
Well, they're taking high percentage shots in the paint. I like the way their offense is clicking.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
And for Conley offensively, he doesn't try, Steve, I think, to do too much.
No, in some ways he reminds you of a possession quarterback.
Nice comparison.
He's going to be steady, do the little things, and let the game come to him, but very capable of making a big play when necessary.
He hits both from the stripe. Lakers trail by 16. Now Farmo. On the wing, Johnson. He feeds it to Farmar. Johnson. Good. And Farmar gets the assist. 11 points for Johnson.
Getting the feel out there from long range, guys. That's his 2nd 3 of the half.
Outside Conley. Allen outside. Back to Conley. Memphis the rebound. Here's Davis. And another miss by Memphis. For Los Angeles, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Stolen by Michael Conley. And now the Grizzlies, fast break. Conley leading the charge. And that one's good by Davis. Davis has got his 2nd basket.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Here's Farmar. Young up top. Shoots it up. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Conley with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Prince, the pass to Allen. 6 to shoot. Conley left side. Releases. Another miss by Conley. Lakers trail by 15. Farmar kicks to Johnson. Lakers passing it around. And Young, here we go. And it's Kaman missing. Memphis has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the 3rd quarter. Conley dishes to Prince. The feed to Allen. Outside Conley. Passes it to Davis. The shot no good. So the Lakers will take it the other way. Their next game is at Oracle Arena, so a road game with the Warriors. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them.
A lot of good games going on today, guys. And tell you one, the one that has my eye is the Golden State matchup.
Farmar kicks to Meeks. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And so he hits the technical free throw. And Memphis making a change here.
Right there!
And Young kicks to Hill. Young. He dishes it to Gasol. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Gasol's got 11. And the Grizzlies leading by 12. Outside Conley. The pass to Prince. Back to Conley. Kicks to Allen. Shot clock at 6. He passes to Randolph. Shot is off. Hill with some nice D. Pass to Young. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Prince has got his third rebound tonight. And it's Conley penetrating. And Hill with the block. There's 1:38 left in the third quarter of the game. Dishes to Young. And too long on the shot.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room. You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Now here's Allen, defended by Meeks. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line.
You know, even though he's getting up there in years, guys, Powell's effectiveness shouldn't really drop off much. He's a long, skilled player who doesn't play off the ground very much, and his versatility should help his longevity.
That free throw good from Allen. Clark, you mentioned the versatility of Pau Gasol. Steve, it's really the defining quality of his game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the ability to do so many things offensively as a big guy just really completes a team. Now you can run any kind of offense you want. And Pau, as a passer, as a scorer, as a shooter, has been one of the best in the game for the last decade.
Young passes to Kobe. Outside Gasol. Young outside. Stolen by Randolph. Allen kicks to Conley. Right side Randolph. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed us board hands too.
32 seconds left to play in the third. Outside, Kobe. The dish to Young. Right side, Gasol. Fades away. And another basket for the Lakers.
Great job there, recognizing the mismatch and taking advantage.
They got to put a bigger guy on him. Otherwise, he'll bury those jumpers all game.
He kicks to Conley. 4 seconds left. Nash with some nice D. Got it off in time. No good. The third quarter comes to a close. Grizzlies lead by 9. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
Tune in for a scary night of basketball. Halloween in the NBA. Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks take on Kyrie Irving and the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's the NBA Thursday.
And the final period of play just about to start. Kobe with it. Feeds it to Nash. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range. Offensive rebound. Johnson dishes to Kobe. And Courtney Lee gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Hill gets a screen from Johnson. And Kobe, here we go. And it's sent back by Prince. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Hill for 3. Los Angeles with another miss.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, it's helping them get the lead. And if they can continue to rebound like this, I think they're going to be in pretty good shape. You know, it's interesting. Zach Randolph had a few off-the-court issues early in his career, especially when he was with the Portland Trail Blazers. And the Grizzlies gave up almost nothing to acquire him from the Clippers. But they've got to be glad that they did, because he's developed into an outstanding player and really a good teammate as well. He's become a leader of that club.
Free throw good, Randolph. Randolph was asked by someone in the press court, why was he such a great fit in Memphis? He said it's a blue-collar town, and I'm a blue-collar type player. I kind of like that, Clark.
You know, that says it all right there to me, and I would factor in this too, Kevin. His strength and physicality certainly fit with the DNA of that team. Their culture is built on effort and bruising play, and Zach Randolph fits into that nicely. Well, you look at Zach Randolph, and he doesn't have the typical body of a dominant power forward. But regardless of what his body looks like, you can't deny how hard he works on his game and conditioning during the season and during the offseason. You know, he's a hard worker, and that's part of why Memphis has really embraced him. They love Zach Randolph and what he represents because they can relate to that grinded-out mentality he has.
It's been the story of the game for him. Fortunately, his teammates have bailed him out.
Nash hits to Young. Outside, Kobe. Back to Young. Lakers passing it around. Johnson gets the bucket. Well, Clark, you mentioned Randolph's condition. Last season, he changed his pregame routine. Started lifting weights before every game.
Said it gave him a little more bounce in his stride, and something was working. He led the league in offensive boards last season.
Conley, the pass to Lee. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. And the Grizzlies lead by 8. Los Angeles has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Up top, Kobe. Covered by Lee. Kobe kicks to Young. Pass to Hill. Working on Gasol. Shot clock at 5. Hill, no good.
He's got a nice touch on that shot normally, but good defense there clogging the lane.
Lee dishes to Randolph. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And now it's a 10-point Memphis lead. The Lakers have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Johnson with a screen on Conley. And it's Nash missing.
They had a nice job there defensively, just getting a hand up enough to bother the shot.
Yeah, that was very nice. Impressive. It made it a much more difficult shot.
Randolph sets a screen for Conley. Back to Allen. The three-pointer, no good. The Lakers shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. That's good. Young's got 5 points now this quarter.
Dropped that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
You know, it seems to me Nick Young is a perfect guy to have coming off the bench because he's a volume shooter and scorer who can get hot in a hurry. But I think his best role is to play him kind of in a Jamal Crawford type role.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey guys, over that last break, I was able to catch the message the Grizzlies head coach was giving to his team. He said to them, the lead we've got now is nice, but I want to make it even nicer. This is when we put the hammer down. It doesn't look like he's ready to back off just yet, guys.
Lakers trail by 8. Going back to Nick Young, Clark, mostly a score.
He sure is, Kevin, an athletic 6'7" wing. I don't think there's any reason he can't be a plus rebounder and defender, but it's clear that his focus primarily has been on the offensive end.
And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Gasol kicks to Conley. Shoots from 14. The shot is off. Nash with some nice D.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
Kobe gets a screen from Hill. Prince with the defensive effort.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
Conley with it. He's picked up by Hill. Prince kicks to Gasol. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. Gasol's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, I love that. Perfect time for that hook shot.
Allen against Kobe. Hill left side. Hill left side. 4 on the clock. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. The offensive rebound, and the layup is good.
Well, coaches love him because of the hustle he's continually showing out on the floor. And I think where you really see it most is on the offensive board.
He's one of the tougher players you'll ever see. Sometimes he comes away from games pretty banged up, but you'll never hear him complain about it or let it affect his performance.
Prince, the pass to Gasol. Conley against Nash. Another miss by Conley.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Gasol kicks it over to Nash. That doesn't go either for Nash.
Well, bad timing. His team trailing, and this has not been a quarter that he'd like to remember.
Conley with it, guarded now by Nash. Gasol dishes to Allen. Gasol, a screen on Johnson. Right side, Conley. Puts it up. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Lakers trail by 6. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless. You know, for Pau Gasol, calling last year a rough year might be an understatement. He fought off an injury and tried to find a role on a team that was in transition. A year like that can really take a lot out of a guy.
And Steve, for Pau Gasol, he dealt with knee tendonitis from the first day of the season, then a concussion, torn plantar fascia. I mean, he just had one setback, it seemed, health-wise after another.
It was just that kind of season, which symbolized the fate of his Lakers, too. They just never seemed to get it going until it was too late. But, you know, with Gasol, we're talking about a guy who's remained effective for a long time in his career. And when you have that kind of skill level, I think your game can translate as you get older.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball, just having their way down low.
Allen kicks to Prince. Back to Allen. He feeds it to Conley. Shot to end this cold run, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. They can look forward to the Oracle Arena after this game to match up against Golden State. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. The Lakers have gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Kobe kicks it over to Nash. Johnson outside. And the foul on Tayshaun Prince. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Nash, the pass to Kobe. Chance there to take the lead, missing. Memphis leading. Allen in the post, working on Bryan. Gasol dishes to Conley. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Here's what Memphis has lined up on their schedule. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Kobe kicks it over to Nash. The feet to Gasol. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
It's been fun to watch Gasol in this one. He has 15 points, and he's rejected a shot over the course of the game, too.
That seems like it could have been more because he's been in position to make plays defensively most of the game.
No good on the free throw. And it's tied up with that one.
Well, he could have done a little better on that trip to the foul line, but he was able to tie this game up.
This all setting the pick for Conley. Passes it to Allen. Conley. They need this one. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. He misses the free throw. He hits the second from the line.
Not an A-plus trip to the line, but he did get them the lead.
The Lakers trail. Nash kicks to Kobe. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. Kobe's got 11 points here in just the second half. Memphis has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Allen outside. Conley for 3. That's good. Conley's got 26.
Boy, what a rough fourth quarter so far. 1 for 7 from the field. Wow.
Nash outside. He dishes it to Gasol. Shot clock at 6. Back to Nash. Makes it off the glass.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out in the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
Nash against Conley. The pass to Gasol. And good on the basket. Book it. Gasol's got 6 here in this quarter.
Now, it looks like he's starting to get things going here after that scoreless first half.
Timeout called the Lakers.
Yeah, clearly they were starting to show signs of fatigue, so coach wanted to give them a second to get their win back.
Hill passes to Kobe. He's against Allen. Fades back. Kobe can't get that one to fall.
I'm not sure why he's fading away. He could have gone straight up for that shot. He would have had a better chance of making it.
Here's Gasol, and the layup's good off the glass. Now it's a 4-point Grizzly lead.
Well, since we hit half number 2, he's finally come around. The first half was not his best, obviously.
Here's Kobe. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're up by 2. 1:29 left in the fourth quarter. .129 left in the fourth quarter. Allen dishes to Conley. Again, Memphis.
This has really become an intense ball game ever since halftime.
Boy, the effort from both teams here, Steve, is terrific.
And stolen by Prince. And Prince with a clear path to the hoop.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up. Boy, that was a massive sequence of events there. Absolutely clutch defense to trigger the break.
And we've seen games decided on plays, Clark, just like that.
Effort and hustle plays often are big plays for a team.
Yeah, what a time to blow up a play and then turn it into a slam at the other end.
And that one falls for Prince. And the Lakers call time here. They're trailing by 7. 104 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Nash. Back to Johnson. It falls. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Well, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Allen kicks to Conley. Pass to Gasol. That's in there. Conley with the assist. And the Grizzlies lead by 7.
And with that basket, you'd have to think this lead is safe.
Well, if not 100% safe, certainly 95%.
And here is Allen. Back to Conley. 23 seconds left to play in the final quarter. 5 on the clock. Gets it to go.
They didn't take their time wrapping this game up. They pretty much did it in a hurry.
Yeah, they had a nice spurt to polish this one off.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're down by 9. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. "17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Farmar. He's guarded by Udrih. Gets it to go. Eight seconds left to play here in the fourth. The dive for the ball. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. Knocked loose. Young with the steal. So it's Memphis picking up the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. And that'll do it for this inaugural